Hello everybody and welcome, it's VeDAN here, so glad that you can tune in to another video. Today we have got my favourite boss, Vortex. So this is one of the first runs that I did, just to easily make 83,000 for tier 1 using Geraldo. You can obviously push this a bit more, but Geraldo is the go-to hero here, okay? Because you can get NFT down on round 1. So usually Ben snowballs a bit harder than Geraldo for tier 1 and then Geraldo catches up. But the discrepancy is much less on this boss due to the fact that you can get NFT down so early, in conjunction with the fact as well that I think there's a little bug in the code where the banks are kind of working really well with Geraldo. So we're going to start with placing Geraldo in quite a particular place. Try and just copy this location here and everything should be good. And then we're going to get down our free dart monkey, and both of these are going to be set on strong. Then, of course, we're going to get NFT down, place it in, kind of wherever, it doesn't really matter, and we're going to set up a farm. So this is going to be a quad bank strategy with a marketplace, then rubber to gold alchemist, and a bloon trap, okay? So we are going to make sure we upgrade to 100 as soon as possible on the farm, okay? Don't have it on fast forward when you're close to an upgrade. You want to get an extra 2 ticks out of the farm before round 1 ends. Don't waste that. Even though it sounds little, you're losing 20, that can make a huge impact, particularly for early game, okay? So whenever you're near an upgrade, put it on slow, and then you should be good. So as you can see, now we're just going to upgrade it to 200, and basically for defense-wise, we should be fine. The first difficulty you may encounter will be on round 5, okay? If your placement of Geraldo is a bit off, you will get a penalty here. So this is always a good test to see if you've got your placements right. You kind of need to let the bloon leak at the exact right time, and that's why the placement's a little bit particular. But once you've got it nailed, everything should be good. And like I said, the next issue really is going to be round 9. From here, we're going to obviously go and set up another farm. So we're going for 200 farms. Then we're going to get a 000 farm. And then we're going to obviously get the bank as soon as possible. So we're keeping down a 000, which I don't normally do if I was doing a casual strategy with Ben. But for Geraldo, it's better to have a 000 farm down. I think that was enough zeros. And this strategy was kind of inspired by Blackeyefly's video. I'm sure most of you know him for his insane elite runs. So thank you for him, and link in description. Also, feel free to join our Discord. We've got nearly 110 members, lots of top 3 players there as well, where we all discuss strategies and stuff. So it's a fantastic place to be. Okay, so this is what I said. We need to go a bit slow mode on round 9 here. Just make sure that everything's gone well, because you can get a penalty. These are honestly probably some of the hardest rounds to do. Other than that, once you've made it through this point, then you're okay. For round 10, what I want to do is I usually like to set Geraldo to first instead of keeping him on strong. This just helps with all the cluster of blue bloons that you get, and everything should be good to avoid penalty. We're obviously going to upgrade our farm to 200 as soon as possible, and this should be good. So I'm going to do quite a thorough video here. I'm sorry that it'll be a bit long. Feel free to skip through some parts, I know, but I just think for casual players it's always good to see just the full breakthrough, okay? Because I know when I started playing bosses, I found it very hard to kind of just copy a video with farming with no commentary that's on like double speed. So for casuals, I hope this helps. Round 12 can also be a bit of a pain, so I'd recommend to put it on slow-mo. If you're quite good at micro, this should be fine, but I want to try and avoid doing a super micro intensive strategy, because obviously for casuals that'll be quite hard, and it can also be very case dependent, sorry, as in it can be very unique to you, as in there could be a little pixel different of the placement of Geraldo, and that could throw things off quite a bit for how you need to micro it. So I hope that this works for you guys. So I'm going to explain every single bit of micro that I did. For round 13, we got a 000 farm down, and now we're going to get a turret down, Geraldo's turret placed just above the dart monkey. So make sure that your dart monkey is placed further enough down that you can fit a turret above him. We're going to set him on last, okay? And then the next goal from here is to be able to go and get our first bank. We should be able to put it on fast forward now and not really encounter any issues. But I'd always recommend, if you're going for an optimal run, keep it on slow for a lot of the time, or at least where you're near an upgrade, because you really want to just make sure you get the upgrades done at a good time. So what I'm doing here, I'm getting the first farm to a 220, sorry. So we're getting the cheaper discounted farm to valuable bananas, and then the more expensive one, what we're going to do is we're going to get it to 202. Now, this was a bit close on round 15, so just keep active. Just make sure that you're not going to get a penalty. Of course, we don't want a penalty. And then what we need to do is we need to save up about 1,500. So hopefully we can afford this at the end of round 17. And once you've got 1,500, then you're going to sell the 202 and get the 220 to 230. And that should be around 18 banks sorted. Round 17 shouldn't have any issues. And now we've got enough money to be able to go and get our bank at the end of round 17, which is lovely. From here, we're going to start upgrading this 00 farm to a 200 farm, okay? So quite a bit going on. And I hope that you're familiar with the bank strategy. But yeah, it's the same as always, okay? So we've just got an extra 00 farm down. That's the only difference. Round 19 can be a little scary as well. Honestly, you could get another turret down here, but I just wanted to try and eke out the upgrades on the farms first before putting other defense turrets down, okay? So that's kind of the goal here. I want to get this farm to 200 before investing anything else in defense. So we're trying to be really, really greedy. As you can see, this one is going to be a bit close, but luckily Geraldo manages to pick it off. So that was lovely to see. Okay, so these are the targeting that I've got. I've got last strong and first on Geraldo, okay? This just helped to avoid the penalty. And as you can see, for example, here, he's picking off the red bloons, which is what we want. It's going to be a bit close, but we should be good. We just need to be super greedy. And now we've got our 200 pretty much set up on 21. 21 is tricky because it's going to be a leak round, okay? We're going to let them leak through. We've got a 200, but we need to leak them in such a way that we don't accrue a penalty. So, like I said, you may need to mess around with the micro here. Luckily, it worked fine for me here, just with what we had. But have a spike pile ready just in case you need it, okay? So, like I said, last strong first. Now I'm going to mess around and put them both on first, and I'm going to get a glue down, okay? So, last first for 22 with a glue. I chose a glue rather than a turret just so I can save a little bit of extra money. We're being greedy. This one's a bit tight, but I think having the dart and Geraldo on first makes it easy to avoid penalty. So I'm going to keep it on last first as well for round 23 and just hope that things go well, and they do. So this is good. So now we're basically going to be on just a saving mission, okay, until we can collect from the bank. The only thing we really need to take care of is when we get leads. And obviously an easy and cheap way to do that is probably just get a bomb tower on strong, which is what I did. Then I thought, right, I don't want to make this too micro intensive. So we're going to get another turret down. This is not needed though, and this will impact how optimal you are. If you can just micro really well and not have to get this other turret, then you're in a much better position. But it's okay. This is still going to be absolutely fine to put you in a solid position. We're going to be whipping out, you know, mads for round 40, tier 1, which is awesome. So it's super, super fun, this actually. I mean, I'm usually really impressed with the Vortex bosses because to me, like, Vortex Dark Castle was one of the most fun ones as well. I think the only thing that's a bit annoying is that there's no water on this map. So we are going to be losing a bit of money because we don't have favoured trades. But at the same time, I think we're going to be more than good enough to be able to afford everything. So now round 27, I like to put them on strong and strong again. But you can just mess around with it. I don't think it'll matter too much, honestly, because we've got a good bit of defence down there. And what we're going to do is we're now going to get a bomb tower down and make sure to set him on strong, okay? I was just having a little think here. I was thinking, do I want to go and get a sniper, because sniper would be good, or do I want an alchemist? And then I was looking at the prices because I didn't know the prices off the top of my head. But I was thinking, no chance we're going to get a sniper. That's too expensive. Let's just go for the cheapest option, a bomb, and hope it works okay. So we'll set him on strong so that he only targets the leads, and this should just be absolutely fine. But actually, saying that, he did miss one there. So maybe try and get a better bomb shooter placement than me, just so things aren't as scary as that. Luckily, though, the turret picked it up. Now we're in a good position because we can collect from the bank and sell our NFT. And this 200 farm, get it to 202, then sell it, okay? Get that little bit of extra money for selling it. And now we've got over 25,000 on round 20 at the end of 28, which is absolutely awesome. So the reason that we want to do this, and the reason that Blackeyefly did this as well, and the other top players do a kind of strategy where they get the bank on round 17 or 18, is so that the timings are perfect so that you can collect them when they're full on round 40, which is really nice. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to get 3 banks. So I'm doing a quad bank strategy, and we're going to start working on getting 1 marketplace, okay? You can, if you're really good, just go for 5 banks, but I want just go for a marketplace instead. It's a little bit easier. You also need to get the top halves of them. So I really didn't want to have to sell the discount villages too much, but you're going to have to sell them, unfortunately, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to have 3 banks, so that's going to be 2 free zeros, and then what you're going to do is you're going to work on getting 023 marketplace. So unfortunately, I did have to sell a discount village, so we've got none of them left now. But it's okay. We've got them all upgraded, and we also have 1,000. What's really annoying here is that I'm going to be a bit short, I believe, of being able to get bloon traps sorted for round 34. But it won't be too bad, okay? So like I said, now what we're going to do is we're going to start working on getting a engineer bloon trap, okay? The defense now should be super, super easy. And what we will do is as well, because we're going to get camos for 33, we can just put Geraldo's potion as well on the engineer at the end of 32. But other than that, we can play them fast forward. We don't have to do any collecting now because obviously all the banks and marketplaces collect themselves. So it's quite easy. It's probably the hardest bit's done now, right? Okay. Now we're in the kind of exciting bit where it's just how much can we eke out now? So we can just going to fast forward through 33. And then if you're really optimal, you can get your bloon trap sorted right at the end of 33, but we're a bit short. So we're going to sell the turrets and everything and the bomb, and we're just 300 short, which is really, really close and annoying. And then all that's going to be a case from here, once you've got the bloon trap, is just keep the bloon trap down. And then what I like to do is I like to get a rubber to gold alchemist on 37 in conjunction with a 010 glue. And then the rest of that is just save, okay? There's nothing more to this strategy now. The hardest bit is done. Just make sure that you're on it with the bloon trap and that you exit when you need to so you can instantly collect and stuff like that. And other than that, it should be easy, okay? So the placement here wasn't the best, actually, where I set up the alchemist to go to rubber to gold. I should have really put the bloon trap a bit further back, but it still worked out okay. So as you can see, on 37, this is what we managed to get. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get him to 104. I'm setting him on strong. I don't want any leads whatsoever to go in the bloon trap. I want all leads to be picked up by the rubber to gold alchemist, okay? That will afford a lot more money for you, okay? So make sure to do that. That's the one thing that you want to do with your placements. And then the rest, it should be fine. Your goal is that at the end of 39, can you have over 10,000? If you've got over 10,000 with all of this down, then you're going to be sorted to be earning, you know, luckily 83,000, which is really, really fun. So yeah, make sure you don't use Ben. There's no need to. I know that some casual players may be more interested in using Ben because he's a bit easier, but get used to Geraldo, okay? Because it's going to be some insane money for tier 2 as well. Like, we're going to have 65,000 roughly to be able to play around with to start farming for tier 2. So maybe a Boomer Paragon is ready. As you can see here, though, I didn't even bother with the bloon trap micro there, which would have lost me quite a bit of money. But even so, we're still going to be at 83,000, okay? So, the moment of truth, let's go and collect everything. I'm just going to exit the game, reload it so I can collect, and then we're going to sell. And as you can see, when we collect from the banks, this is the really fun bit, 37,600 to collect from them, and now we're sorted, okay? So there you go, 83,000 or 82,900. I hope this has helped. I'll do a top 50 guide very soon, and I'll see you guys shortly.